Hey guys, it's June 7th, Central Florida. It's about 90 degrees right now. It's going to probably get into about 95-ish. It's hot, it's humid, it's muggy out. Most people online that member of different groups, they're complaining that their plants are just dying in this and they're succumbing to the heat. Not having that issue. This is hydroponics and everything's doing really well at the moment. So those are the strawberries. You can see they're flowering. We're getting strawberries growing in there. Have about a dozen strawberries off of this one. Once all those finish growing. Here was all the lettuce from the other videos. They bolted. They ended up being about 3 feet tall. And they bolted as crazy. But pulled all of those. Had lettuce for a good 2 months. Constantly cut it and it would grow back in a week, and it's really good lettuce. It's delicious. So here, this is basically my cutting tank, I call this. So anything that we cut, I just take off what I want off of it. Like mostly this is basil, so I'll top a basil off so that it grows bushier, and the cutting will pull off most of the leaves. Make pesto, pizza, whatever, and then what's left, a plant. And as you can see, they're getting thick. They've been growing for a while. I don't really keep track of how long they've been going. Do the same thing with the tomatoes. There's an empty spot that's going in it. We've got green onions there. We've got some cilantro or parsley growing there, and yeah. So in here, I'll show you something that you keep seeing. All these videos that everybody telling you to cut the suckers, which here I'll show you what a sucker is for those of you that don't know. A sucker is, let's see if I can get my finger in there. This is the sucker. So you got the main branch, and then you've got a branch coming off of it, and then here, this one growing in the middle is the sucker. So I'll let these grow. So this is tiny right now. So I'll let this grow pretty big, and then once it gets big, then I'll come back here and I'll root it like this. This one here is the biggest, healthiest root that I have, or tomato plant that's growing. Aside from some damage I got the other day, it's the only one also that has produced fruit. So I don't know if you can see the tomatoes there. So I have to do this one-handed and I can't really zoom in because I'm trying to hold this. It's got about 4 tomatoes growing on it. And then there's other, let's see if I can find them here. There's some more back there, there's some more up top, there's flowers growing everywhere. And I went through and pollinated them yesterday with a toothbrush. So all you do is you get an electric toothbrush and stick them up against it and vibrate the crap out of them. And some of them you'll see the pollen actually coming out of it, but they're self-pollinators. So, in my county, they're spraying for mosquitoes all the time. So this year we barely have any bees or anything else. So if you're wanting anything, you're gonna have to do it yourself. So this is an example of a broken branch. I just stuck it in here, 7 days ago. Actually, probably about 14 days ago on that one. Been in here for a little while, not too long. Just growing like crazy. So this is the tower I built that you saw in the other videos. Didn't quite work out like I wanted to. Part of the reason is my fault. I had all these strawberries that are down here were all originally in this tower, and they were getting a lot of funguses and things like that, and part of that is because they were getting wet and staying wet. And a big part of the issue was this thing. So I cut this with a Dremel tool. The reason for it was so that these net cups, the lip would stick inside of there, because without it they want to kind of fall out as the plant gets heavier. So I did that, and it ends up, all the water comes out and gets the plants below, and so you'll see it more in like these here. You can see the algae on it. There's nothing wrong with the algae, but it's wetting the leaves, and then you can kind of see it. Let me find one here. So, you know, the bottom of the basil starts getting kind of funky looking. You can kind of see it there. You start seeing it on the leaves and stuff as they're staying wet. So, you know, I'm getting everything out of here for now, and I'm gonna kind of redo these towers. I'm gonna remake them. But yeah, they leak a lot, and part of that also is the design of it. So the issue I'm having here is they're not wanting to stay real level. They're always kind of, if you bump into them, I don't know if you can see how that one's kind of like cockeyed that way. So if you bump into them or whatever, they go out of level, then you get more water falling on one side than the other, and it's a pain in the butt. So anyways, but here's a prime example of some stuff I wanted to show. So you start ending up with issues on your plants of damage. Looking, you're going to find something on the bottom. So here, if you can see that caterpillar or whatever that is, he's the one inflicting all this damage. So what you'll want to do is get yourself a spray bottle. I'm actually going to use a pump sprayer after this. I'm getting tired of using this, but get a 32-ounce spray bottle and you fill it up with water, and then put 2 tablespoons of neem oil, a couple splashes of dish soap, shake it all up, and then you spray them, and that will kill the pests. And it's not harmful. You can, you know, it's not gonna, you're fine to eat everything. Just rinse everything off before you eat it, and it's fine. I've had no problem with it. It will make your basil bitter if you're not washing it off really well, so we just let it soak in, you know, light vinegar solution, which will make all of any bugs that happen to be on the plants, they'll come out when you know, soak them in water with a little bit of vinegar in it. They don't like that vinegar. Anyway, so another thing I want to show you is, so if you're growing tomatoes or anything like this, you're going to need a trellis, and I just build these out of 1/2-inch PVC. You know, make each section maybe 2 feet tall, and then add a T for supports, like this going across. On the corners, they've got these little 3-direction corners. You know, they go across there, and then that supports in the middle. And I just tie these off with some mason string, and then they sell these little clips on Amazon. I'm sure they have them all over the place. That's just where I got these from. 300 or 500 clips for not much money, $10-ish. So anyways, you clip those on the string, and then you use that to support the plant. If you don't do that, your plants are going to break, and you're going to be a little bit upset. So here's some other things that you have to worry about are aphids. I had a leaf yesterday that I sprayed, was completely covered in those. So same thing, use that neem oil spray, it works great. This is the cycle timer that I'm using, the BA Link. I use it, I have a different one for controlling a heat pad, and it works great. So this is the time on, and this is the time, no sorry, this is the time, the duration between cycles. So this is set for 5 minutes, and then it runs for 3 minutes. You know, just by that. So I do it for 10 minutes, whatever. This tells you whether it's on or not. That runs the pump inside of here, and then you've got your water that drips down, and you can see how the water's coming out of this hole, which is not ideal. That's what's causing the problems with my strawberries and all these other plants. So it's going to be replaced. I'm just going to redo the towers. They're quick and easy to do. So, but I'll still have the same setup, but just a better design on the towers. So the towers are, for 2 of them, it's $26, I think it is right now, in 2025. So yeah, whatever, no big deal. You live and learn, experiment, have fun, and that's that.